We had a Mercedes-Benz pick us up from the hotel, like a Sprinter. They drove us to lunch, had lunch, drinks at lunch, ride back. It was like $20-something US.
Wow. Good times. All right, let's go ahead and shoot this pod.
Back to the
3, 2, 1.
Welcome to the ASOM Pod, where we talk a lot. E-com is the path that we walk a lot. From 4 point of views when we're talking shop. This episode is sponsored by Incense, an all-in-one UGC and influencer marketing platform trusted by over 1,700 brands. Grow yours today by visiting incense.pro.
What is going on, guys? We are back with another ASOM Pod where we share our perspectives between the 4 of us. Little recap, ASOM stands for agency, SaaS, operator, marketer, right? We've got John, let's go back in order. We got Amer, the agency. Amer, the Prince of Bosnia, is here today.
We gotta drop that.
To share the branding experience.
Every time I hope
7
you will
episodes
not
in.
say it again.
I love it. I feel like it's so good. That's what you are, man.
He's genuinely
I'm
bothered
never
by that.
going back to Bosnia again.
Oh, geez. We hope that Amir Grozdanic,
Amer. You screwed
God, I'm fucking out. All right, we're moving on from you. All right. We got me. I'm Jimmy.
He builds websites, yeah.
I'm Jimmy. I'm the SaaS part of it. Jimmy, CIO, founder, Sendlane, email marketer, brand owner. I've done a lot of cool stuff, a lot of things to talk about. We've got operator. We've got John, CEO, co-founder of BattlBox, leading subscription company in survival. We've got the Android loving hit show on Netflix called Southern Survival. And last but not least, on the M side, we've got Bryan MacDonald, the marketer, right? And there you go. Marketing extraordinaire. He's not Jimmy Kim on Instagram. He's also not, anything but salad.
Yep.
I see what you like to play there.
Yep.
We see your trend there. All right. And extraordinaire of marketing. We are here today. And on this episode number 7, we're going to be talking about OMG. When is Black Friday, Cyber Monday? That's what I wrote down for my title. OMG, when is Black Friday, Cyber Monday?
Love that.
Because, guys, we were talking in Creator Combine, which is a group that John and Bryan are part of. In fact, we're talking to them and trying to make this great, awesome community out of it, where if you are listening to Awesome and you're looking for a place where we hang out and talk, it's actually going to be a place called Creator Combine. It's a really cool private membership it was just D2C founders, but I think that he's expanding some of his market to more founders and entrepreneurs and operators. And they were talking about it too, apparently. And what we discovered is Black Friday is November 29th. Now, traditionally, Black Friday is like 24th, 25th, right? So what happens is that not only is Thanksgiving the 28th, Black Friday is 29th, but Cyber Monday, guys, is December 2nd. And we know that shipping cutoff is expected to be somewhere around 12/20. So we've effectively lost almost an entire week, 5 to 7 day loss of time frame this year. And no one's talking about it yet. Yep. So I think we should talk about it. Like, how are we all thinking about it? Because all of us should be thinking about it in different ways. From my side of getting brands prepared, from your side, same thing, getting a brand prepared and ready for that launch and having enough testing and enough time. It actually is good for us. Like, we have more time. But on the negative side, you got you two on the brand side who are going to have less of a time. So before we start talking about Black Friday, and at the end of last pod, we mentioned a little bit about how it's all gotten really muddy and weird. Let's step back and show our age a little bit, because I think we can all in this room show our age a little bit. I used to own a brand, and before the brand was a brand, it was more of a storefront and retail location. And Black Friday used to be one of the most special days for us because, and this is like 2013, 14, 15, we used to have people wrapped around the lot. We used to put all our old stock product on one table and mark them down to $5 or whatever the heck it was, buy one, get one free, whatever the heck we did. Put the rest of the store on the sale, and you would open up at 6 a.m. and the rush would come in and you would just sell like crazy. And then on Monday, you would publish an online thing. That's changed, obviously, guys. Over the last years, that became a muddied like Black Friday to Cyber Monday and further on. And in this even past year, it got even crazier. It was November was Black November. I don't know what you call that, but like people were running their sales in November. I saw some people doing some crazy stuff weeks ahead of the norm of things. And I think COVID and the internet has changed a lot of ways as consumer has gone. And it used to be a single like event point, and now it's become this blanketed time. So
you're fighting over wallet share, right?
Yeah.
And that's the problem. I think COVID, to your point, you had a lot of new brands spin up and a lot of new companies come and they're trying to get their name out there. And the reality is it's become very difficult. And I think partial desperation, right? They're trying to fight for that piece of the wallet. So they're trying to beat everybody to market with the offer. I hate it. Like literally last year, it was the entire month. And if you're not participating to a certain degree, you're leaving opportunity off there.
What have you guys saw? Have you thought about this? Did you know this until you saw it on Creator Combine?
So I didn't know until I saw it on there, and I'm not a huge Black Friday guy to begin with, especially from the retention piece. Keeping people on our product is more important. Doing it the right way, which is why like our churn is so low and our retention is so high, is because we don't offer these crazy deals. You get 5% off and that's it. So to try to compete with other brands on Black Friday and give 40, 50, 60% off, it's just not worth it from that standpoint, because we're acquiring the wrong customer for the wrong reasons on Black Friday. So it's really not worth like the stress for us over Black Friday, because there's only so much we can do in order to compete on that day, which is why I talked about the previous episode, moving things and shifting things in a different direction, different time of the year. Because on the Black Friday side of it, obviously your profitability drops. If you're requiring a customer on Black Friday, you better hope they stick around, or else you just lost a shit ton of money. But we're not like a discounted brand. If someone's reason for getting on OMAs is because we ran a 40% off special, they're not going to be sticking around much longer.
But even it's not just about the discount. It's just the buying cycle and behavior of people, right? So you're in a really interesting spot because you've got pet food and you're selling like an actual thing. Do you guys ever sell like an annual subscription on Black Friday? Like you can gift an annual subscription of food to another human to feed their dog?
That's actually not a bad idea.
Like it'd be a high price product, like $500, $600, $1,200, but dude, what if you could sell 100 of those?
That's a really good idea. Yeah. All right. Phone's coming out.
Writing it down.
And actually, to that point, we'll go into some story, but one of my favorite playbooks of Black Friday that I think we should talk about, because I don't know if either of you guys experienced this, but back in the day when I was running my brand, it was a fall season clothing that we were going to drop, got really delayed. And it got really delayed, and it was supposed to drop like early November, end of October, and it didn't get into our warehouse till like close to Black Friday. And in that year, this was like 2015, I think, we were like, you know what? F it. Let's throw it up. Let's launch on Black Friday or Cyber Monday with a brand new product at full retail. And we crushed it because the buying habits and behaviors are there. So the question that I have, and this is why I'm telling you guys this, is the question I have is, with the shorter time of buyer frame, at least on the cycle of dates, are you guys thinking about expanding it out this year? Did you expand it out last year, and are you going to expand it out?
So we start the week leading up to it.
A week leading up. Yeah. Okay. So you would leave November 21st this year.
Yeah, that Monday before Thanksgiving.
Okay.
Yeah. And that's when everything starts, or is that when the like awareness comes out?
So we have Black Friday, Cyber Monday, that holiday period. We have it in 3 phases. So we have phase 1, which is that pre-Black Friday, which is running the week leading up to it.
Yeah.
And then we have phase 2, which is actually Black Friday to Cyber Monday, or possibly Giving Tuesday, depending on the strategy. And then we have phase 3, which starts immediately after that.
Gotcha. Okay.
So it's a build out process for us at this point.
Interesting. And what do you typically, are you selling, are you pumping subscriptions during that? Are they special offers?
Yeah, so it's pretty diverse. So we have in each of the 3 phases, or I apologize, on phase 1 and phase 2, we have special offers for existing members. We have new offers that for one-time customers, and we have new offers for first-time subscribers. So we have a full gambit, right? We're not offering the same thing to everybody.
Huh.
So it's very highly segmented. Phase 2 is very similar. And then phase 3, unpopular opinion, once Cyber Monday or Giving Tuesday is over, now we're playing the game. Most promotions for us and offers are gone at that point. And we're playing the game. We're going to get it to you in time.
Gotcha.
You're gamifying it essentially.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's
interesting.
That is interesting. And now that we're in retail, the thought was a couple weeks ago, we actually had a meeting like leading up for the rest of the year and like the big products that were coming out. One of the products that we're going to come out with is going to be probably 6 to 8 weeks before Black Friday, but make that Black Friday holiday experience retail shifted and retail focused for retailers to get our products from the distributor at a discount, for them to run sales in-house and try to use Black Friday from a company like overview standpoint to increase our retail sales.
Yeah.
So that's like the shift that I'm still going to do my thing, but that's what we're planning on doing for Black Friday.
Interesting.
You guys partner with your local stores on whether do, or do you guys supplement anything ever?
You took over their email now, right?
Yeah, everything. Yeah. So our retail, we probably have like 5 stores in Connecticut, like locally, that carry our product. We have our own retail store as well, but every other store across the United States buys from the same distributor. And it's like distributors, they're probably not listening to this, right? Distributors.
Look,
No.
if
Probably.
they are, then great, but
Yeah.
they probably aren't.
So distributors, they screw you. Years ago, distribution companies used to work as like an extension of your sales team. And they used to do a really good job of getting your product in the stores and really trying to sell the store your product. Now all they are simply a storage facility that literally stores your product, takes 20% from you, takes 20% from the store. And they're really screwing you. So in order for the stores to get deals, and Black Friday being a good example, hey, we're going to be offering our product at this price. That can't take away from the cut that PFX is making. So it has to take away our cut selling to them in order for the store to buy it from them at a discount. So that's like the whole setup you have to play in order for the stores, or else it eats their margin. They're only going to put products on sale at these independent pet stores if they're able to get the product at a discount. They're not going to buy it what they normally buy it at and then discount it because they have to meet their margin. So
the distributor messes it up.
the distributor screws everything up.
Yeah.
They really do, probably across all different industries.
Yeah, that's
but-
not a novel idea concept.
Which is why that company I was telling you about in Canada, they were like, screw it. They cut out the middleman. They developed their entire logistics team chain and literally deliver direct to stores now.
You're seeing more and more of that. You're seeing that middleman get disrupted.
Yeah. Because
They're not bringing
There's no
value.
value.
Yeah.
There's no now there is when you're smaller, right? And you're a smaller brand, like where we were, and we're getting bigger. We're still small, but once you have that amplification and that brand awareness across the United States, you don't need the distributor anymore.
Right.
But you have to get to that point.
All right, we're gonna bring it back to the topic.
Yeah,
Black
that's
Friday.
good idea.
We don't
Good
have a
idea.
good tangent. That was a
Yeah.
good tangent. That
Yeah.
was not a bad tangent, but it was a good one. But let's go back to preparing for Black Friday, Cyber Monday this year as you're thinking about it. Amir, I'm gonna go to you. Your brands, do they know?
No, I think they know. So what we try to do, and I don't know how many of our brands take it seriously, but we say preparations for Black Fridays are Q1.
Q1. Okay,
The thing is
Wait, what? Q1?
should be Q1, and here's why.
John, you're behind.
I disagree. But
Okay, so here's what I mean by preparing.
okay.
And I'm not talking about deals and all of that. You just finish probably Q4 tends to be majority of your sales, or for majority of the brands tends to be the most of the sales. And you have a bunch of fresh learnings, and it's what do we do with these? So you want to reflect back right away. What do we build on? So preparation now starts there. Then if you are a company that believes in A/B testing and optimizing your store, you don't want to start A/B testing a month or 2 or 3 before Black Friday. You want to start testing certain tactics beforehand so you can deploy them for Black Friday and figure out what works best.
Okay, I agree. I agree with you there.
Yeah. Then usually when we try to reach out to brands for planning, it tends to be around August.
Okay.
What are you going to do? Let's book time. Let's plan out the calendar and all of that. But I say, if you're just going to go out of your busiest time without any learnings and building on, that's a mistake.
Yeah, so we do a postmortem on Black Friday,
Yeah.
Cyber Monday. We have this spreadsheet, we go through it, we take learnings, we know what to apply in the following year. July is when we start the actual planning of what it looks like.
Yeah. But that's what I mean, like
Yeah.
prepping, like
Yeah.
it's
So you've
fresh.
been prepping all year, so a week or two or whatever change we're having is not really affecting us,
No, no.
basically.
I think it affects it from the standpoint of how do we implement, is it going to be the 15, the 20, the 17, the cutoff dates? I think those are important. The other thing that's I think not affecting it is this notion of what you mentioned, Black November.
Yeah.
I'm seeing the bigger retailers, the Targets, the Walmarts, they're hitting people hard with that. And if they're giving them big deals and stealing their wallet share, it's like pressing smaller brands to act upon it. And I don't know if all of them can or should, because it's a lot to give so much away for such a long period of time.
So I think the big brands, the Targets of the world, I think they're not doing that proactively. I think they're responding to the market.
yeah.
And they're going to kill the smaller little ones. And then once that's accomplished, then we'll start getting back and get some normalization and get back to not how it used to be with the 1 day and then the 2 days, but we'll get back to how it was a couple years ago.
Now, my question may be for you guys from a brand standpoint. And we used to, so before Praella, I used to be more of strategy on marketing and everything. That's like my background. And one of the things we used to do is run deals, whether it's July 4th, whether it's a Black Friday, to figure out how can we leverage the existing consumer base to share their love of the brand with their friends. And then, hey, we'll give you XYZ deal. The deal might be smaller, but we'll give this free to your friend, refer a friend and things like that. So we used to create these like referral programs that will bring people back and purchase again. Or if you buy today, you'll get 10% off right on the top. But when you come back, you're going to get a 20% or $20 gift card or something. So it was more about how do we bring them back in January when things slow down, rather than just giving discounts away for Black Friday.
So really quick, Ryan Hogan. So we've spoken about Creators Combine already on this channel, on this episode. So Ryan Hogan's the one that created it, had a brand, Hunt a Killer, Murder Mystery.
Yes.
Probably see it in Target, Walmart. It was acquired earlier in the year. But so he had an amazing thing to do that. And we replicated it last year. So coupon code, just discount off, but then put it on a traditional looking gift card with a hanger. So it looks like a gift card you would buy at a Target, if you will. And then we put those in the box and, hey, give this to someone, right? Put this under, this is stocking stuffer. And it's just a coupon code. But the way it was presented accomplished exactly that. So then all of a sudden you're like, crap, I didn't get a gift for Brian. Here's a BattlBox gift card.
$50 off your first box.
Exactly.
Whatever. Yeah.
So it accomplished that. And then they got them all during the holiday season, and in January, sales bump.
One thing that we did, I don't know if this is, you can actually maybe address this. We ran promotions on a few brands where we did giveaways, but it's giveaway for their friends. And there will be 3 or 2 email fields for them, their family member, whomever. They have to do a second opt-in to qualify. Hey, your friend invited you to enter the sweepstake. Yes, no, do you want to accept? And we used to grow email lists through Black Friday tremendously.
Viral loop.
Yeah, viral loop.
What's interesting is, and right on that topic, like to me, Black Friday isn't the time you should be prospecting.
No.
Yeah.
I think Black Friday is a funnel clearing event, right? Like you need to take all the people
and sell the shit out of them
and bring them in. Your most loyal customers want to gift your product to your friends and family. So you're selling on there. Yeah. And then why I love the new product launch time is they're also selfishly just into buying habit right now. People have been saving even when they're in debt, people are being debt and they'll be like, it's the holidays, I better spend still anyways.
Right. Yeah,
I actually think it makes it worse actually for many people because they force themselves to go spend and buy things. And consumerism, of course, in USA is very high in that case.
The other thing I think people dropped a big ball on, and I know you started to do this for your most loyal customer, your members, but run a separate sale for your best buyers.
Yep.
Completely. Do like a locked page, do something, make them feel freaking special.
Dude, guys, I saw the coolest sale last year. One of my customers, he ran a 12-minute sale.
Ooh.
Right. So for 3 days running up to a Saturday, he was like 12-minute sale from 11 to 11:11, or it was an 11-minute sale, 11:11, watch your inbox or mark your calendars and everything. So he did it for 3 minutes, and it was only for his customers, his VIPs. And on Saturday, he ran 11 minutes and he did 50 times the sales that he does normally on a single day, like that in 11 minutes.
Wow.
He ran a limited time bubble with FOMO, most best sale that I'm ever going to give away for Black Friday. And to your point of tiering it, this was the best sale. And then the regular sale kicked off a week later for the rest of the thing. And they felt special, but they also ran something extreme. And they had people opt in for that 11-minute sale. And that day that they did it at 11 o'clock or 10:55, they said, sent an email an hour before or 2 hours before, it's coming, an hour before, it's almost here. And then it's live.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And that's a great tactic. If you have a great email list, but your SMS is struggling, send an email that only SMS users are going to get.
That's exactly right. Yeah, that's how you build channels.
Yeah.
Look, your most loyal people are always going to want to be on every communication channel that you have because they love you. It's now no longer is it about just, it's a product I use or an essential. It's I love you and I want to hear from you all the time.
Yeah.
But as you keep thinking about it, Brian, I know Black Friday doesn't mean a lot, but let's be honest, it is when consumerism is at a high and 100%. People are thinking about it. Does the idea of a shorter Black Friday actually bother you, or do you think it's a positive for you?
I think the hardest thing too is thinking about this is going to be shipping. I think shipping's going to be an issue. Right now, we're going to have to rearrange. You got to get your cutoff dates, but then you also have to schedule your fulfillment team differently, right? Because it's on different dates. So shipping our product, now it's not a big of a deal in the winter because it's not as warm, but people still want their food, right? And those I've talked about in the chat, a lot of companies are taking 10 days to ship me their
You
product.
still haven't gotten that order?
No, but it is out for delivery. Yes.
Perfect, because you're out of town.
Yep. So that was
The
supposed to be with
brand's
me.
founder is sitting at the event. We'll create introductions so you can file a complaint.
Yeah, that'd be great. Yeah. But I think shipping's going to be a big thing for our customers. They expect their food in 3 to 4 days typically. And that criteria still has to be met regardless of sales, right? Because we're not selling a product that someone can wait a week or two, right? Where Black Friday, people are in the consumer expectations of it's a big sale. It's going to take a little longer to get the product. That's how most people think, but not when it comes to something that's going to feed their animal.
Like
So
it takes us a couple of days to push through it.
Exactly.
People are very
Understanding about it. Yep.
But it's not mission
food.
critical for their puppy.
Mission critical. I like you use the word mission a lot at BattlBox. I like that.
Strange.
Strange issues.
No, but I think like what Jimmy said really resonates. It's not, even though it doesn't mean a lot in regards to like the retention subscription side of it, getting the right customer, but also people want to spend money. They're used to spending money at that time period. And us doing something a little bit different this year where we're making like a big retail push, coming out with a new retail product set specifically for the Black Friday time period. I'm excited to see how that plays out, not just for the company, even though I'm the e-commerce guy, but for the company in general. That should be pretty cool.
Let me stop you mid-sentence. We're talking about incense, where you can scale your brand using UGC. Videos like this, where you see me, not me, but I think you get the point. Partnering with creators to amplify your voice. So what you waiting for? The clock to TikTok? Did you know that they're official partners of TikTok Shop and Meta? They have over 20,000 micro influencers and creators in their platform. So what are you waiting for? Head on over to incense.pro today.
Yeah, one thing that you said a moment ago about the less than ideal customer, I think that's a huge takeaway. You've got to be careful, right? So we have a promotion we call it BOGO. It's a buy one and you get a second box, your first box.
Yeah.
Very, very simple.
I think I've seen that ad recently.
Yeah, me too, actually.
The reality of it is it takes us 3 months to get buyback to be profitable on that cohort.
Yeah.
So that's a long time. We tested that. The first time we tested that promotion was 3 years ago during Black Friday, Cyber Monday. Performed really well, onboarded thousands of customers, new members. This is great. We were unprofitable on that cohort. And it took us a couple months. We then didn't use that promotion again for 6 months because we're like, it's an unprofitable campaign. In reality, it's a very profitable campaign, but it can't be done during Black Friday, Cyber Monday because of the bad actors, because of that behavior. There are a lot of deal searchers there that are not our ideal customer. We don't want them, right? I'd love everybody can be a customer, yeah, but if we're going to lose money on you, like we're a business, we're going to go out of business then. Yeah. So it's something to be cognizant of is deal testing and there's risk in it depending on the offer.
For sure. 100%. I'm just lucky enough that we have a really good margin within most of our products, especially our dry food has a very big margin. So it does give you room to play around on Black Friday and stuff like that. But from the subscription side of it, that's like what the part I'm really brought in to help build. And that's why we only offer 5% off. And you're part of a special group that gets limited access on new product launches. You're able to get priority shipping and all this other stuff, but we're not going to get the ideal customer on those dates. So looping in, like going off Jimmy's thought, is bringing in new product launches, right? Because people are already used to buying and looking at all the channels, not just if you're a D2C brand, do you have other channels that you can maybe run and help build around Black Friday to use that as a funnel into your business, like an Amazon or retail or TikTok shop or whatever the case may be. Looking at it more so just off of your website. What other channels do you have? What new products do you have coming out? How do we build this sale pillar and help funnel the rest of the channels?
I had a great idea.
Okay, what do we got?
You should give holiday turkeys to the pets or holiday hams as a bonus for subscribing in December.
It's so that we do it.
But you give away turkeys.
We give away the
I'm
turkey.
talking about for the pets. No one cares about humans here. We're talking about pets.
Yes, but we've done the flip flop where the people that purchase a turkey, because we do essentially you buy a $40 turkey, but we're able to get them at such a great price that the $40 really covers your turkey, and then it donates a turkey.
Yeah.
But those folks get cash value to Oma's Pride. But we haven't done it.
Cool.
We haven't done it the opposite way. And
But what about for the pets?
That's what I'm.
They need pets need ham and turkey too.
You're right.
My
Right.
dog
They're family
needs
members,
dude.
Yeah.
My dogs get family Thanksgiving dinner and they get Christmas dinner by my wife. They get like extra special. They get meat cakes and stuff like that, dude.
It would be interesting to have a Thanksgiving
Meal,
kit,
yes,
like a Thanksgiving meal
for your
kit
pets.
for you and your pet. Whoa.
Can I add something to this?
Yeah.
Whomever buys it, you donate turkey or ham or whatever he said to a shelter to feed it.
Ooh, taking it a different level.
jeez.
We're taking it a different level instead of just buy a
Wow.
turkey.
It's a lot of work.
It's a lot. Yeah, this is a lot.
You know
And
what?
I'm trying to build a new website.
Here's I will partner myself on something like that with you guys if we feed shelters and dog in shelters.
Dogs in shelters. I love that.
Is this camera still good?
Yeah.
Yeah, no. Did it get the shake? Shake one more time.
There we go.
You had to
Shake.
go a little bit higher.
For those who are watching, for those who are listening, they just shook hands on it.
Yeah.
So we've officially
We'll do something fun.
officially done something here between the two of them on how they're gonna go out and
Good work.
feed the world.
If somebody knows a good shelter in the Northeast by Connecticut area,
Yeah.
we'll partner with them and we'll do something
100%.
cool.
That'd be awesome.
That'd be cool.
That'd
but
be really
anyways,
cool.
random thought process.
Anyways, I love the idea.
I hear, hey, I don't want to run a sale because I have premium customers, but it doesn't mean that they shouldn't get something special.
You're
and
right.
maybe instead of money off, it's giving them something extra. And sometimes that's all it really takes.
Yeah.
And I think sometimes
great point.
people, I'm one of them, if I know it's going to a good cause, I will spend more money. I'll use this example. I know it's going to sound funny, but I never bought Patagonia until Patagonia got switched over to the new model of donating to the greater cause. I've been spending money because I know it's going to go to a better place.
Yeah, that's how I got on Bombas. You guys ever wear Bombas?
Socks.
That's
Yeah.
where they donate a pair. For
They
you.
don't buy a pair, donate.
Toms,
Yeah, it
same
makes
thing.
sense because it's like $48 for a pair.
The whole like D2C mission, right? Plant a tree, grow a bracelet, health, whatever it might be. Mission critical or
Yeah,
mission.
people like
driven.
feel good.
Yeah, make people feel good. The emotional side, right? This is whole like social generation. They're like giving those. Have you seen those TikToks and stuff where people are like, "I'll give him $100 just because I met him and he was down and out, whatever." Dude, that's just like weird social, but it's like how they make money, but also how they feel good about themselves.
Yeah.
So, anyways, let's go back to center back again and continue on this thing. So, Black Friday, Cyber Monday war stories. Let's talk about some of them because I know you've probably had some war stories. I'm sure you've had them in your career, and I've certainly had them. I think at the company and software level, we'll start there real quick on talking about that. My war story is it's the most nervous, like uncomfortable days of my life always because dudes, I'm responsible for a lot of revenue for businesses. So it's like terrifying. Right. And even when you have a slowdown, like last year, we had a slowdown for an hour or two, dude, it terrified me. And then right afterwards, I was like, we need to build 17 times infrastructure to make sure that shit never happens again. But like more people are saying now at the brand side, dude, preparing for Black Friday is a lot. And an extra week probably makes you feel good about it. But then you've got to compress those sales that are happening at the same time. War stories. You got one, John? I know you got one. Something you did. Maybe it's not Black Friday, but it's like a launch, right? Like just any launch that you had that was not as good, but maybe came out good at the end. Got something?
Similar. So the BOGO offering it that was a huge mistake.
Yeah.
right?
So you learned a mistake by getting the wrong customers.
So a few years ago, I want to say maybe 2018, 2019, horrible decision. We're just going to do 70% off everything. Yeah, in hindsight, thanks. Yeah, like why did we do that?
Yeah, like Fabletics.
Yeah, and it wasn't segmented. It was just everybody 70% off shop. From a revenue standpoint, we've never hit that number again, right? We did a lot, but it wasn't. It was barely profitable and on a lot of SKUs unprofitable. And in hindsight, it was just it was dumb. It was completely idiotic. And I think you see a lot of brands are like, oh, well, it's Black Friday, Cyber Monday. I just have to do a big discount. And I think both of you guys have given some great points on you don't have to do that, right? Product launches, other things. It doesn't have to be just a heavy discount.
Yeah.
And I think it was naivety, right? We were like, oh, it's Black Friday. We should have a really big discount.
I think it's the core of people and humans that they think that discount is the way to create attraction. Right. It's not. It's exclusivity. It's hype. It's experience, right? It's correct. And if you're launching something new, like maybe you launch a new BattlBox super premium tier for the holidays, right? Something that's been bigger than ever. And it's like limited time, can only buy it this time of the year. And it's the only time of the year you can buy it. I guarantee you that all your super premiums, buy.
So, and that's what we're doing. That's what the future looks like.
Look,
so we're going to have exclusive designs from knife designers, right?
Yeah.
And it's only going to be available to our existing members. And we use something like a Black Friday, Cyber Monday to launch it.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And it doesn't have to be discounted. It's a premium, amazing product. But it's only available to you.
Yeah, the exclusivity, right?
Yeah, serialized.
Yeah.
So, out of curiosity for Black Friday, I know this gets away from your question a little bit, but as you were speaking, I was thinking about it. On Black Friday, how do you guys split marketing to existing users or your just existing email list opposed to trying to acquire top of the funnel?
So I think Jimmy nailed it a second ago, right? Black Friday, Cyber Monday is not about building funnel.
Yeah.
You've been building funnel
all year.
All year, and you're just pushing through it. It's highly segmented though. So the same people that have never bought anything from us, people that have bought stuff, and then the super users, they're all getting a different experience, different offer. I think that's needed.
Yeah.
That's paramount at this point.
So the war story about 4 years ago, Black Friday sale, we oversold federal 9mm ammo. We had our own website, what the hell is it called, Amir?
NetSuite?
Nope, USP.net or
ASP?
ASP.net.
Oh.
So
Custom site?
custom site. And we oversold on federal 9mm on Black Friday. We couldn't get more federal 9mm for 6 weeks. And there was like 400 customers that couldn't get their federal 9mm.
Ooh.
So inventory is a huge deal, even more so now in pet around these big sale days where you have to, like right now we do what Adam does. He's operationally like very talented and understands that. So like July is our biggest sale. We have inventory this month. It's like a very like in-depth, we literally shut down for like almost 72 hours. So we do inventory in June and then inventory in October. And then we split it and make sure that there's enough product manufacturing is all done where we do like a 70-30 split. So we 30% of the product doesn't even go on the website for Black Friday or July 4th. 70% does. So that way we don't have to worry about overselling product because we still have subscription customers that need that product that's going on sale, et cetera. So we still have to have product for them for the coming weeks until we have our next USDA facility cycle and manufacturing. So the inventory count is huge, not overselling, making sure your systems are in line, your inventory counted, so you don't run into issues like that because people are already waiting a long time for their product, and then you get people that, hey, we actually sold out of that. You're not going to be able to get.
And they're the loyal customer. You cannot do that.
You can't do that too. So you have to make sure your inventory is counted correctly. You have to make sure that you're holding product aside, inventory counts aside, just God forbid in case, and so that way you can actually have a business running the weeks after Black Friday. That's like one horror story that and of course I got blamed for it, but it's
way to go overselling stuff.
I'm like, dude, I was just in Russia, just closed a $40 million 7.62 by 39 deal from Wolf for you.
I don't know.
Now you're mad at me. Yeah, it's a AK. It's an AK round ammunition. We used to fly out to Russia once a year, and I used to speak to the Russian government for the owner of Target Sports USA. And
sounds on the up and up.
it was like war. It was literally like War Dogs.
Great movie.
Awesome movie.
So when you watched the movie, you're like, yeah, that was me. Is that how you felt?
Which one were you?
I was Jonah Hill, for sure.
You should definitely be Jonah Hill. The other one wasn't so cool. I can't remember his
It's
name.
very hard too to get people to laugh from other countries. Because the jokes, like I like, they don't really.
You do
get
like
it.
you do like
know what I mean?
tell
But they
a
like
joke.
me.
Dry humor.
I have dry humor.
Yeah.
But they still love me because they couldn't understand the owner. So of course they had to like me. But yeah. Anyways, cycling back to Black Friday, right? So inventory. That's my big takeaway. Make sure inventory is counted correctly. Make sure you're holding.
So
aside.
you should prepare knowing that you're still going to sell, but if you've got 5 days less, you still have to prepare for the same volume.
Yes.
But you've got 5 more days or 5 less days in one way or another to sell through it.
Yes.
Interesting.
And that was a mistake with our 70% off. Like we were putting a 70% discount on stuff that had great sales velocity that we would move through normally.
Yep. And now you're out of it.
Now we don't have any more.
Yeah. It's tough.
So, it was a huge mistake.
Yeah.
Interesting. And do you have something, Amir?
Not that's like specifically like anything like that, but like our nightmares come more like a week before Black Friday. I'm changing my entire campaign.
You have code freezes, don't you?
We do, but sometimes the sun shines way too strong and it just melts. And we still have
So people just ignore the fact that you communicate multiple times that there's a code freeze?
Yeah, they ignore it, and
Sounds like a horrible customer.
it
Sorry.
Awkward silence.
yeah.
Brian pats him on the back.
But it's one of these things. I think
it wasn't Brian.
Oh no,
it's one of these things where, like, I think Brian, you were talking on one of the podcasts before, where you create these like goals, and if you're not hitting your goals, and people get really nervous about how the quarter is going to go, they pivot.
Yep.
And you have to support.
That's fair.
Yeah, and unfortunately, sometimes like with smaller brands, and if they have inventory sitting, it's like, hey, we want to move this inventory. We can't anymore. We got to do this, and this is going to be a new thing we got to deploy.
So you guys just have to jump in and start attacking.
Yeah, we do our best. Thankfully, at any point, we have about 40 to 50 brands on our roster. So it's like usually like, I don't know, a fraction of them. So it's like manageable. But now if like with a half our roster, we wouldn't be able to support that. And that's why we start planning in August typically and having those conversations.
So you're reaching out to your brands and saying in August, hey, we got to start preparing for Black Friday.
Are you guys
Changes
thinking
you need
about
to
it?
make.
Yeah.
No.
So we plan everything because usually, like he says, he starts in July. Most of our brands don't even start talking in September. So then on every call, it becomes a theme. What are we doing? What are we going? We're driving it home until we start to make those decisions.
yeah,
It's interesting.
it is.
Other thing too that I had a nightmare, and so when we work with all of our brands, we monitor when their domains expire, and we make sure everything's fine. So about 8 years ago, I think 9 years ago, when I had my previous agency, we still did it then, and I told a brand like their domain was going to expire. It was a month and a half before Black Friday. But what happened with their provider is once it expires, they'll give you a 30-day grace period before it goes into an auction.
Sure.
A week before Black Friday, their domain went into an auction. They said we took care of it, we didn't do it. And what we ended up doing was 3-1 redirects on their entire website.
Jesus.
Because they couldn't get the domain back.
Wow.
That's not.
There were tons of communication emails they just ignored.
Yeah, from the provider, from us.
Yeah.
And they said, we'll take care of it, never took care of it.
Sounds like another really good customer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was probably the worst. And it's not just like, oh, we're doing 3-1 redirects. We got to update all the email links. You got like everything. Yeah. And this was on WordPress. So that on the WooCommerce. And it was painful. It was really painful. We got it across the board, but I probably think they did half the sales.
Yeah, they lost a ton of sales because of it, because of their main brand. Yeah.
Of a 10-minute transaction.
Jeez.
Log in, run your card.
Yeah. Actually, you can just put on auto renewal.
You can, yeah.
Yeah. Domain, you don't have an excuse to lose a domain.
No.
Not
there's-
now.
These providers try. There's auto pay. There's
John's
so
got
much
a lot of
going on.
domains. John's got a lot of domains.
Yeah.
You a domainer?
He collects them.
Quarter.
No, I have probably 100.
That's a lot. How
There
many
too.
4-letter domains do you have?
Only one.
Interesting.
Yeah, I was late to the domain hoarding.
Okay,
game.
so you're domain hoarding. Interesting. Learn a new thing every day, guys. Surviving and domain hoarding.
Well, it's like you have an idea and you grab the domain,
Yeah.
and then the reality is nothing ever happens with that idea.
What are some domains that you have?
I don't think it's appropriate to.
I feel like Brian's digging.
Yeah, he's
digging. All right. Center him back one more time.
Black Friday.
We're going back to Black Friday one more time. Anything else? Like anything else you guys can think about as we're thinking about shit, like Black Friday, the holidays shorter. Are we expanding further? Like where are brands going? I think predictions. Like what do you predict if you're thinking about the market, not about yourself, but the general market? Do you think that people are going to extend further and keep reaching out? This year we started seeing holidays the first week of November at this point.
We'll see it again.
So
We'll
you
see
think they're not
them
going to come
beginning in
even
November.
further into October?
So I mean, when does Prime Day?
July.
Yeah.
But there's two of them.
There's two
now.
of them.
October like 12th or something like
Yeah.
that is the second prime.
To be fair, we piggyback off Prime
Prime
Day,
Day,
right?
yeah.
Like we have campaigns when it's Prime Day because
You have Prime Day
Amazon-
sales,
Yeah,
right?
Amazon's primed their behavior, so we're gonna try to grab some of it. I don't think we'll see the entire shift go into October yet. I think brands will continue to try to piggyback off Prime Day, but I think beginning in November is when immediately after Halloween.
And what's interesting is you say immediately after Halloween, and that's what happened this year, but we didn't see that much of a lift or change in revenue that occurred.
No, it's just spread out.
It was more spread out.
Yeah.
Is that
Which
a good?
I think we'll continue to see that. I don't
Yeah.
think this is in long term. It's not going to be like this long term.
You don't think so? You think it does
No.
die off?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
It-
Interesting.
I think the user or consumer behavior is going to change too.
Yeah.
It's
So
like
this year we have an election during that time. We have November 7th, 8th, somewhere around there is the election. So
Yeah.
that's got to be disruptive for November.
Gotta be.
Like, I think that last 2 weeks is like full blitz by political campaigns for not just the presidential, but everything that's going on. So buying media will be expensive during that time, but it will be I feel like after November 7th or 8th or whenever the election day is, I feel like it's going to be like relief of ad spending. Everyone's going to be like, oh my God, my CPMs are down significantly. I must be a hero. But no, it's just the politicians stopped advertising.
Yeah. It's a good point. Forgot about that election.
Yeah, there's so many variables. We're in a unique economical market right now, in that as much as people are saying it, we're doing well and this is happening, I also know on the other side, people aren't feeling that way. Inflation has blown out people's wallets a bit. And now we're walking into a holiday with a fear of an election. And I think depending on who gets elected is probably, and this is personal, so I'm not going to bring it up, but like it's going to shift one way or the other when it comes to what the reaction is. And then the second question is, do we get there? And I think there's a lot of that. Do we get there? Because there's also third-party world economical things that are occurring in the world right now. And then you shorten out Black Friday by a week and it's okay, you're gonna have to do it. So I think my prediction around Black Friday is everyone's gonna go longer. It's obvious, but I don't think the money is any different. Meaning like we're gonna go longer, it's gonna be slower across the entire 2-month period, but it's not gonna actually change the output of money.
I think the year-over-year growth this year is going to stall.
Stall.
Yeah, it will stall.
Decrease or stall?
I would say stall.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I would put my money more on decrease than increase, but I think it'll stall.
I also think it's going to keep going down. Reason being, there's more opportunities now with social commerce channels like TikTok Shop. Before, the consumer didn't see 50% off until it was Black Friday. Now they get these sales
now if you're not
all the time, right? So it's spread out throughout an entire year. There's more commerce channels being developed. Consumers don't have to wait anymore. That consumer mentality of waiting till Black Friday to get big sales is diminishing because there's so many different opportunities on so many different channels, January through December.
Yeah. And I've heard of brands like last year who weren't even running sales at all. They just had great sales because people were just ready to buy. It was about buying behavior, right? What were you about to say, John?
Yeah, I think what Bryan said, I think there's a lot of desperation from brands, right? So you had in the last couple of years when there was all the issues getting stuff imported, right? So the companies like Target where they were stuck on so much inventory, right? And then you have the smaller brands that are just trying to make it. And I think that desperation, last year we saw it where it started, Black Friday started in the beginning of November. I think this year we're already seeing what you said, right? Some big brands have already had some major sales already this year. Black Friday-ish, like they're not going to have a further discount on Black Friday, Cyber Monday. Like they've already maxed out as much as they can.
PacSun just did a huge one on TikTok Shop. It was like 50% off, and it went viral.
Wow.
Like they did millions and millions of dollars in 1 month just on TikTok Shop.
So maybe that's where this all goes. It just
kind of disperses differently.
Yeah.
The other thing I'm curious, and I don't know how you guys feel about it. I feel half, and I don't have any data, this is just feeling, half the brands are truly getting hit by inflation. They're rising their prices. I think the other half are playing into it and trying to maximize their profits. I think the second half is, I feel, almost doing that on purpose because they're messing with their margins and being able to come aggressive on sales and have more of these sales throughout the year because they're still doing the same revenue as last year from a profitability standpoint. Where I think these brands are struggling, I like to call them COVID brands, people that really grew during COVID, and they still can't figure out how to properly scale, not just through Black Friday, but generally throughout
just
the
as
year.
products. Right?
Yeah. So it's interesting that to me is I feel Black Friday, unfortunately, is going to ruin a lot of these brands that are, oh my God, we got to keep our top line revenue.
You're right about that. Even this last Black Friday, we saw companies like Rise, do all right, do all that stuff. And then by like January, February, they're closing down. And we're like, what the hell happened? Black Friday just saved them temporarily.
Yeah.
The business was not good enough to sustain. They did what John said. They discounted heavy. They got rid of inventory. So in some ways, it was probably good for them.
Yeah.
But the reality is that you can't just discount your way out of building a brand. That's not a thing.
Correct.
You can't be you can be a discount brand. You ever see, and I'm not trying to pick on something, but like everything on sale or going out of business companies, like ones that are always going out of business or whatever. Amir, my VP of partnerships, said, we always joke about that in the Persian community. Oh, we're going out of business sale every week, but that's the brand. That's their brand. And if you are on sale all the time, that your brand becomes a sale brand. And no one will buy it at full price.
But you know what the weird part is? You have these like high-end luxury brands falling into that as well.
Yeah, it's the easiest lever.
Yeah. I recently was looking for a new cook set. I like to cook. And I was looking like which I ended up buying them, Hexclad.
Yep. I have
But
them.
it's a high-end luxury item when you think about spending on it. But they're like 40, 50, 60, 70% off. And it ticks me off too because are you really the luxury? And I love it. I actually love it, but the discounts that come with it just don't make sense to me.
Yeah, as a consumer, you'd rather see them not be on sale very often because it'll make you feel special that they're on sale. But not only that, like too much of a sale also discounts the brand value.
Yeah, and I don't value them as much as I would value them. Like if they hear this, if I paid
there's a good chance Jason might hear this or Danny might hear this.
Yeah, if I spent $100 on a product instead of $50, I think it's still a $100 product. I think it's a high value product. I really enjoy it. I don't know about you.
It's tough though once you start going down that rabbit hole.
yeah.
You can't.
And especially too because they leveraged Gordon Ramsay and Next Level Chef.
Right.
So now that the premium of the premium are using it, but it's not sold that way.
When me and my fiance travel to any city, the first thing we do is your Gordon Ramsay restaurant.
It is interesting.
Yeah, that's like thing to us. Every city we've gone to, London, DC, Vegas, we're always dining in Ramsay's restaurants. Because I love the way the main things. I love what he's built. And the cool part is nice to say, I've been somewhere when I watched somebody create something in front of my eyes. You can appreciate it more.
Of course.
So that's another thing that pushed me through it. I was like, oh my God, like it's Gordon, like the influencer piece that we talked about in the last show hit me. But the thing is, like when I started using their stuff, I was like, oh man, this is really cool stuff. It's really good. It's like, it actually does what it promises.
I've never used it.
It's an amazing product.
Really good.
I don't regret spending the money. I just hate for them that they're doing that to their brand. I don't think you need to discount a product like that. It's so good.
Interesting.
It is so good.
It is. I have the whole set.
Yeah,
I
me
cook
too.
every day.
I did research.
All right, I'm gonna wait till there's a really good discount. I'm gonna buy it.
It's probably out there.
July 4th is coming up. I'm sure the sale is good.
100%.
Yeah.
No, I've been a customer since 2019 of Hexclad.
Yeah.
I bought it at the Costco Roadshow in LA.
Oh, wow.
When I lived in LA.
You saw those pans today?
I still do.
Yeah.
Yeah. 5, 6 years. Yeah. It's
still
been
good.
great. They've been great.
I've had mine for a few years.
No, it was earlier than 2009, 2017 maybe. I don't remember. I just remember buying them and they've been great.
For me, two best investment in the kitchen was Hexclad pots and pans and Zwilling knives.
Really?
Zwilling knives are freaking incredible.
So I look for knives that are made in Japan that I can't pronounce. Typically, those are the best.
The Zwilling,
Yeah.
Germans.
Is it the ones with the little things on them?
The Germans are good at knives?
Oh my God.
Really?
Yeah.
Better than the Japanese?
I don't know.
I think they're both good at it.
Unless you're buying a katana from Japanese
Wow,
manufacturer.
see, I learned something new every day. I didn't know the Germans did the knife thing. I thought it was just Japan.
First night, I cut my hand bad.
Really?
And I can use a knife. It was like so sharp. It's ridiculous.
German steel, huh?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Right
I have
there.
Japanese knives with like weird patterns on them.
Yeah,
and
me
stuff.
too. Like a dragon on the handle.
Italians make really good knives too.
Yeah.
Are you just saying this
No,
now?
I'm
You're just
serious.
yeah, Bangladesh, they're outstanding.
No, legitimately.
Yeah.
Really? Okay.
Italians. There's
Right.
towns in Italy that
Italian.
it's their knife.
German
The entire
knives.
towns are knife makers.
Yeah.
All right.
Well,
No,
very
it's-
cool.
Yeah.
Very cool, guys. All right. Anything else as we're wrapping up this episode? Anything else? Hot tips? Anything you leave the listeners a takeaway around Black Friday?
When this airs, if you're not planning already, you need to be planning.
Planning referrals. Lean on referrals. Use your base as influence.
I love the gift card idea.
Yeah, that idea is a good one.
Really
Yeah.
good idea.
This thing will air
Done.
July 17th, so right before
Yeah.
August, which is exactly to your time.
On Shopify, what you can do if you have a right dev agency, you can actually issue them a card they can use in the future. So once they buy, you can email them a gift card that is only valid during specific times. So you can set it to future, so they can actually use it like January 1st through.
I hate those gift cards
Yeah.
Why?
because I forget.
What's it the
Well,
point?
that's the model.
I
That's
know,
the
but
gift
that's
card model.
terrible. I get that. I always fall for that scam at Best Buy. Every year, Best Buy runs like, oh, if you spend $100, we'll give you $100 gift card, but you can't spend it till this time. And then that time of the year comes by and I forget.
And redemption rate's 15%.
Yeah.
on
And
those.
it's up to the brand, but with being a digital card, you can show it in my account, you can send them reminders, you can do a lot of that stuff.
Oh, I'm sure there's a lot of things that they could have done on the marketing front, but they don't, of course. That's how I remember. But I hate those cards because I feel like I always get scammed because I always see them. And then, look, let's be honest, like I only buy things when I need them. Like I don't go shopping. Like we're men, right? We like go in and we buy the thing that we need to buy and walk out. So when you have a random ambiguous gift card, you just don't know what to do with it.
Yeah.
At least that's how I felt over the time.
Yeah, I have a gift card from Longhorn Steakhouse from 12 years ago sitting on my desk right now.
What are you going to do with it? Is there
I
even, does that
press
even
rubber-
exist anymore?
Gift it.
Yeah, there's one near me.
But yeah, I got it in the hotel room. But that's the point, right?
I'll take that.
But that's the point. People don't use gift cards.
How much is it? 50, 100?
Yeah, 50.
50?
Yeah.
I'll take it. Yeah. And I'll send you a picture of me and my wife at Longhorn. Thanks, John.
I just for some reason see Bryan gifting it for a Christmas to him. He's so great. Wait a minute. Didn't we talk about this in the pod?
Babe, look how nice John is. Look what he got us.
What's next episode?
Oh, next episode. Where are we going? All right. So the next episode you'll hear as a listener is actually going to be our live pod. We're doing a live pod at Sub Summit. We're actually here right now as we're about to shoot that. But we're going to be talking about events. The topic is why go to events? Because what's really interesting about the next one is me and Amir versus Bryan and John. We all have different perspectives. So we're going to talk about how it feels. Bryan this morning, as we're talking about at breakfast, and we'll expand on this on stage, but already got exposed by a SaaS company and they were chasing him around. And he's, I got to change my shirt to a new True Classic shirt so that they stop bothering me.
Yeah, because there's sharks and then there's blood.
So much
Right?
fun
I'm
to
blood,
share that.
yeah.
But on the next real pod that you'll hear after that, which will be a special pod that we have. But the next one will be a topic around brand versus company.
Yeah.
Shout out to Oma's Pet Food. Adam, I think, was asking.
His mom actually.
Oh, his mom.
Capri, who's the third generation owner.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
The owner said, I'd love to hear about brand versus company. And I've got some really interesting things because I'm going through this struggle through scale right now because I'm working on brand, but the company has a different focus. And it's really a interesting challenge. So I think
Great
there's
topic.
good perspective to talk about. So that would be brand versus company. That's a wrap, guys. Black Friday, Cyber Monday. Guys, if you're listening to this pod and if we haven't pounded in your head enough, November 29th is Black Friday. December 2nd is Cyber Monday. And that means that you have less time this year to make make your money this year for the holidays. And maybe expanding out or finding new creative ways to do it. We hope that we gave you some ideas and this awareness is at least going down. Call your favorite agency, call your favorite marketers, call people and tell them that it's time to get ready for Black Friday because it's going to be an interesting time of the year with everything else going on.
Start planning.
Get your shit together.
Yeah. Episode 7. Oh my God. When is Black Friday, Cyber Monday? That was that episode. Thank you guys for listening. If you're listening to this, watch us on YouTube. We're a video first pod. So we intentionally spent all this time and energy to make ourselves look pretty and be here. And by that, I put on a black hat and a black shirt. You'll always see me in that, but everybody else has dressed up so nicely here today and shirt and everything. Like, subscribe, share.
Let us know what you want to hear.
Yeah, let us know what you want to hear. Put it on social media. Do all the things. You guys know we're here because not only do we want to spread our voice, we do this because we enjoy sharing our perspectives as an agency, as a SaaS, as an operator, as a marketer. And we're here because we want to share this to the world that we could help other people continue to grow. And if you're a SaaS company listening to break into the brands or an agency trying to scale or learn, or your brand's looking to figure out what other people are thinking about, that's what we're here for. That's episode 7. That's a wrap. Thank you guys for listening. Peace out. See you guys on the next episode.
Welcome to the ASOM Pod, where we talk a lot. E-com is the path that we walk a lot. From 4 point of views when we're talking shop.